And you know how they tasted? They tasted just like. Well, they taste exactly just like scrambled eggs, super deep duper deep booper, special deluxe a la Peter T. Hooper. Wow, what a great story. What a great story. I wonder how they got all those eggs. Wow, that's a lot of eggs that they got. I wonder how they got them. What book should I read next? Carrie was the first published novel by Stephen King back in 1974, and it was a book that first put him on the map as a great author. As you know, Stephen King is most famous for his horror books, and you know this one's going to be scary because there's a flower in the shape of a skull.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
The book is really good. It has this amazing fluidity to it that I haven't found in literally any other book I've ever read. It just moves, and that's such a nice thing. I think it's the most important thing in a book. If you don't know what Carrie's about, it's about a young girl named Carrie White who has telepathic powers. Now, she finds this out during her senior year of high school. She has an overtly religious mother who constantly keeps her in the dark about very important things, and it shows even in the very first scene of the book where Carrie is in the locker room and she's showering and she has her first period ever and she has no idea what it is. She thinks she's bleeding to death, and it is a very, very stressful thing to read, and especially to watch in the movie too. It's very, very difficult. They throw tampons at her and they yell "plug it up." It's a good time. Carrie's mom, whenever Carrie sins or sins in the eyes of her mom or whatever, she throws Carrie into her closet to pray, and she says in the book that she has thrown her in there for like 12 hours and she has had to use the restroom in the closet. I mean, it's horrible what her mom does to her, because she believes just everything is a sin. Everything is a sin, and it's scary, and it makes me wish or hope in both that there are not people like that in the world, but there are. I know there are, and they need to cool that shit down. Sue Snell plays a very big role in this book. She is one of the girls who takes place in the locker room incident, and because she feels so bad about the whole thing, she asks her very popular boyfriend to ask Carrie to go to the senior prom with him. So he does, and she thinks it's a joke, obviously, because she's been bullied her entire life, but he's serious. So Carrie makes her dress. Her mom has just been getting harder and harder all the time because Carrie's been discovering her powers. She's been able to control them. So obviously the most famous part in this book is prom night. One of the subplots is Chris is hanging out with her new boyfriend Billy, and Billy is not a great kid. He abuses Chris. He's not very nice to her or really anybody at all. Not a good person, just to put it simply. And night of prom, he buys 2 buckets of pig blood, and Chris has been pulling strings at school to get Carrie to be announced as prom queen so they can pull off the final thing. And so eventually they skip to prom night. Carrie makes her own dress. Her mom wants her to burn it, of course. It shows off her breasts a little bit, like the tops of them, like every dress does. And she wants her to burn the dress and to pray for like 6 hours or whatever. And Carrie's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So she sends her mom away, basically with her mind. She holds her back with her mind because she doesn't want to be controlled by her anymore, as anyone wouldn't want to be. He takes her to prom, and Carrie starts getting along with everybody. Everybody's being very nice to her, complimenting her dress, and finally they start to vote for who's going to be prom king and queen. Carrie doesn't want to get voted. And it ends up there's a tie between them and another couple. So they vote again between the two couples, and Carrie and Tommy win by 1 vote. So they go up on stage. Carrie is very much enjoying the experience. People are genuinely applauding her. And then the buckets of pig blood drop. And the blood gets on Carrie the most. And people just start to laugh. It was a really weird thing. There was like another segment of interviews. A lot of this book is told in interviews. It's very interesting, very unique, unlike any other book I've ever read. And one girl in the audience who was being interviewed said that she couldn't help but laugh. She didn't want to laugh. She thought it was very cruel to laugh, but she did anyway. And I think it was the same for everybody. They started to laugh at Carrie, and Carrie, obviously fed up, tired of all this, she closes the doors to the gym and sets off a circuit breaker and lights the whole thing on fire. Sets off the water sprinklers that set off fires, and it gets off and with electricity and everything, and people are dying left and right. It's a crazy scene to read. It's I wouldn't say it's horrifying, but it's interesting. It's weird. It's in a way satisfying, because you know how poorly all these people have been treating Carrie. So it is kind of nice to read, is not the best way to put it, but I don't know. How else do people learn other than violence? I really am honestly not sure how to review a book. It's kind of hard. I mean, there's a lot a book can do right and a lot it can do wrong. I was completely entertained by this book from beginning to end. It made sense, it was cohesive, it was intelligent, it didn't hold your hand throughout the whole thing. You had to figure some stuff out, but it was also simple enough that you could figure everything out. Really excellent. I'm going to definitely read more Stephen King. Probably not It, because I already tried the movie and it scarred me for life. So I don't know what to give it. All I gotta say is watch movies and don't read books.